Good morning, guys, and welcome back to my channel. So today I have a huge blind Victoria's Secret and Victoria's Secret pink body mist haul to share with you. So if you guys are new to my channel, welcome. My name's Alithia, and on this channel we talk about perfume. And up until this point, I have been previously mostly interested in the perfume world. I have not spent a lot of time exploring the world of body sprays and body mists, and that is something that I have decided recently that I really wanted to get into. So today's just kind of like a fun, huge blind haul. I love doing blind hauls. The good thing about doing blind hauls with body mist instead of perfume is that they are a lot more affordable, so you don't break the bank if you discover that you don't like half of them. Then you can give them away for Christmas gifts or give them to other people in your family who love body sprays and maybe don't want to go and spend the money on them. So everything that I purchase, if I don't end up loving it and keeping it, definitely does go to a good home. This is mostly just for fun and to share with you guys my thoughts on these perfumes. So before we get started, if you haven't already, I would love if you would consider subscribing, give this video a like, and leave me a comment down below. It really does help my channel out. Also, tell me down below what your favorite Bath & Body Works or Victoria's Secret body sprays are that you think that I should check out, and I will definitely try to do hauls on those and share my thoughts on those perfumes with you guys as well. And without further ado, let's get started in today's video. Alright guys, so welcome back. I hope everybody is having a really nice Thursday. Today I have 8 Victoria's Secret body mists to share with you, but you may have noticed that I have started getting into body sprays a little bit more just because I feel like when it comes to perfume, I feel like I've smelled so many different perfumes, and of course there's always more out there. There's thousands of perfumes. It's just not where my heart is at the moment, is trying a whole bunch of new perfumes at the moment. For some reason, where my attention has turned to is to the body mist and body spray area. So what I really like about body sprays is that not only are they affordable, so if you want to, buy a few of them and try them out, even if something doesn't work out, you're not out a whole bunch of money. You maybe only spend $10 or $15 versus $100 or $150. And of course you can return perfumes, but it's just a lot more expensive hobby to get into. It's a lot more expensive. Perfumery is more expensive than body mist. So yeah, I've kind of been really getting into the whole body mist thing because I've realized that there was a whole untapped area of the fragrance world that I pretty much had not touched until this point. Bath & Body Works, for example, I've never really been super into their body sprays. I've only found a couple historically that I liked. For the most part, I didn't even go there. And I realized that's a whole fun part of the fragrance world that I really want to get into and try. So you guys will be seeing a lot more body mist and fragrance mist videos on this channel. So hopefully there's some people out there who really like that, because I'm having a lot of fun exploring them. I do have to say that I have some thoughts in regards to whether I prefer Bath & Body Works or Victoria's Secret, and I'll do a separate video about that. So currently I am just drinking some coffee. This is just, I'm not even sure what the brand is. It's just one of my K-Cups. It's really good. It's a light roast. And then I'm also burning the Bath & Body Works Marshmallow Fireside candle. This is actually the same candle that I had last year. It kind of looks a little bit worse for wear because I kind of tipped it a little bit and got some of the wax on the side of the candle at one point, so it doesn't look the greatest. A little tip that I have for people who are like me and don't like a lot of clutter, or they want things to look very clean and crisp, is remove the label from your candles, because I know there's a lot of times I've purchased candles that I love the way that they smell, but I don't like having the label there because sometimes the label doesn't go with my decor or whatever the case is. So that's what I've done here. So this one, hopefully I can get through. I do have another Marshmallow Fireside candle in my living room that I will be digging into once this one is all burned up. So that is our scent of the day in the candle world. And also, when it comes to my nails, I was going to tell you guys in my last video, this is just my own nails, my own nail polish, and I have just done a French tip, and I quite like them. There is still a tiny bit of hard gel left, just because I did have gel nail whatever polish on, and I like a little bit of hard gel just to keep the strength and the thickness and the durability, because honestly my nails never break anymore, never. And that was one thing that I found when I was just using regular polish all the time, and I would remove the polish for work and then I would put it back on when I was done work, because where I work we're not supposed to have nails or nail polish. It's just part of their infection control policy. When I was doing that, I found that my nails were a lot more brittle and they wouldn't grow as well, and they would break really easily, or they would be be bending or like flexible, whereas if I have just a little bit of hard gel, I just find that they're that much more durable and they still look really, really natural. So when I go to work, I can remove the polish and it just looks like I have natural long nails. And then when I'm on my days off, I can apply a little bit of color and make it something a little bit more fun. So the color that I currently have on that I put on my tips is called Saved by the Shell from Sally Hansen. If you guys are OGs and you've been watching me for a long time, you know that Saved by the Shell is my favorite nail polish color ever. So that's what that beautiful pink tip is. Sometimes I do my whole nail, but I find when I have a long nail, I prefer just the tips. I think that that looks a lot more classic. I don't like a super long, all colored nail. I just sometimes don't think that it suits me. I really, really love the French tips. So anyway, that's my little nail update. And now let's get into the body sprays. Okay, so again, you guys, we are going to go in order from my least favorite to my most favorite. That's what I did when I did my last Bath & Body Works blind fragrance mist haul. And yes, this was an entirely blind haul for the most part. A couple of them I had smelled in store before. I know that I've smelled this one before. But I just kind of felt like doing one big collective haul. There was definitely a few fragrances that I wanted to smell that I hadn't smelled before. So this is Victoria's Secret Bombshell Intense. Again, another thing I really like about body mists and body sprays is that you get so much for your money. Like this big container was on sale for like $7, you guys. And that is just so affordable. And if you find a body mist that lasts a little bit of time, or you can quickly re-up right before you leave the house or right before you head out for your date or whatever the case is, it can often be a really, really good deal because then you're not spending, over $100 on a perfume that also might not have the greatest longevity. So that's another thing I really like is that you do get these huge containers. So I do have it in the cap here, and the notes that you have are cherry, red, peony, and vanilla, with vanilla being the most dominant note. Okay. So there's something in here that is too dark for me and too deep for me. I don't know if it's that cherry. It doesn't particularly come across as medicinal. I wouldn't say it comes across as medicinal, but cherry for me historically has not been one of my favorite notes. I've never been a fan of Tom Ford Lost Cherry. I haven't tried the new Kayali cherry fragrance. Any perfume I've ever tried that was dominant in a cherry note has just not been my cup of tea. And I think that's why I don't love this one. Also, it's red peony. So I don't know if that's different from pink peony. I've never heard of that before. Typically, I do like peonies, but there's something in here that just rubs my nose the wrong way. It's too dark and intense and kind of gives me a little bit of a headache. I think this is one of the more grown and sexy ones. Like out of all the ones I have in front of me, this is definitely one of the more sophisticated, like mature, big girl, seductive fragrances. And I think this is the sexiest. Like if I was to go out on a date and I had to pick only one, even though I still don't think I could wear this because I don't love the scent, this would be the one that I would think would be the most date night appropriate. But there's just something, I don't know, there's just something that rubs me the wrong way. I have had the original Victoria's Secret Bombshell, just the original perfume. And that one is much more of a fresh, floral, summer, every day, anytime, any place kind of perfume. Reminds me a little bit of like a MAC Turquoise vibe. It's got that sexy touch, but it's very fresh and clean. This is a little bit different. This is actually very different from the original. It's very heavy and a little too, I guess it is a little bit too medicinal for me. It does have a bit of a medicinal quality. So yeah, I can't handle this one. I was kind of hoping that I would like it this time around. This was one of the ones I had smelt before in store, and I don't know what I was thinking. I always hear people say that this is the sexiest one and people really like it. So, wishful thinking. So that is Victoria's Secret Bombshell Intense. And this one is my least favorite from today's haul. So my second least favorite is Tease Sugar Fleur. Now I was really, really hoping to like this one because the Tease fragrances, and I know that there's a lot of different Tease variations, but the Tease ones are what I would consider to be the most kind of mass-pleasing, sweet, flirty, fun, sexy. They're all sort of along the same lines. They all kind of remind me a little bit of like a Britney Spears perfume or a Juicy Couture. Not that they smell the same, but they kind of go along those lines for me, and I feel like these are the most like mass pleasing, and men seem to like them a lot. They're very sexy, fun, flirty, and I am always looking for a new sexy, fun, and flirty fragrance, something just light and carefree to wear for those like Netflix and chill kind of nights and just hanging out with your man. So I was hoping that this would fit the bill, but there is something about this one that is a little too sweet and sugary for my liking, and I hadn't actually looked up the notes until now, and now that I looked up the notes, I think I can see what the issue is with this perfume for me. So the notes that you have in Tea's Sugar Fleur are apple, jasmine, caramel, bubblegum, crystal amber, and sandalwood. To be fair, I haven't worn this one yet, and what I am learning, as with all fragrances, but apparently I'm still learning it, is that you can't always judge a perfume until you've actually worn it. And maybe this is one that if I actually wear it, I will enjoy it. But just currently smelling it from the cap and smelling it from the bottle and on paper, I am not loving it. And I think it might be because of that bubblegum note that's in there. There's something about this that is just too, I don't know. It's almost like too sugary sweet for me. So I was hoping that this would be similar to the other Tea's fragrances. This is very, very sweet, you guys. Like, if the name sugar didn't give it away, this is extremely, extremely sweet. It's probably the sweetest out of all of the fragrances I'm going to share with you today. It's also one of the more young smelling ones, where Bombshell Intense smelled a little bit more mature, like I would think, you know, in your mid-20s and up. This one smells a little bit more like mid to late teens. It's that kind of a difference. Not that I think that there's any age with fragrance. I think you should wear whatever you want whenever you want. But yeah, this one is just very, very sweet, and it does give me a bit of a headache. I don't know what it is. It's too bubblegummy. There's also that apple in there, which gives it kind of this tartness. So it's kind of like a strange, like tart, extremely sweet, sugary scent that I don't know, there's something about it that just doesn't sit right with me. So thankfully this entire Victoria's Secret haul was super inexpensive. I think everything was on sale for like $7. So I'm not missing out a lot. By the way, you guys, if you ever see me do these videos and there's anything you're interested in, please let me know. I will be willing to sell fragrances for extremely cheap. Just email me or write me on Instagram, whatever, and we can definitely arrange something. Because yeah, this one just isn't my cup of tea, and I really don't think that it's going to work out for me. So that is Tea's Sugar Fleur. So the next one is Star Smoked Amber. Now this one I actually really like. I really love the way that this one smells, but I like the way this smells for a home fragrance. Like if I had this in a candle, it would be amazing. So the notes are actually on the back here, and it says Amber Dahlia sparks a marshmallow halo, and then crackling cedar woods. So yeah, this is very much a woody, little bit of a smoky fragrance, a little bit floral, and yeah, definitely has that marshmallow note. This actually smells very similar to something like By the Fireplace from Maison Margiela, or something like Fireside Flurries from Bath & Body Works, or something like Bonfire Bash. They're all kind of along the same wavelength. So if you like something like By the Fireplace from Maison Margiela, you will probably really, really like this. If you guys watch my channel, you know that I don't love By the Fireplace. I find that one to be a little too smoky for me, and it's just one of those fragrances that I absolutely love the scent of, just like this one. Love the scent, but wouldn't wear this for a perfume. I just don't want to smell this smoky. Yeah, it's just too smoky and too woody. I would describe this as being very appropriate for fall and winter, very cozy, very warm, very comforting, a little bit sexy, but just not my vibe when it comes to a perfume. So I do really like it. I also think that this one would have decent lasting power because just of the nature of the perfume. It's quite strong, but this one is not my cup of tea, so I will definitely not be holding on to this. So the next one is Velvet Petals Golden. Now, when it comes to the Velvet Petals fragrances, I think there's quite a few different variations. I think there's one called Untamed or something, and then there's just the original Velvet Petals, which I have not smelled. I hear good things about the original Velvet Petals though, so I would like to try that one. So the notes again are on the back, and you have Toasted Almond, Radiant Pear, Velvet Petals at Golden Hour. So this is a very kind of tropical, like seaside escape kind of a vibe for me. I'm not sure what the floral notes are that are in here, but it definitely is giving me some white florals, and it's smelling very, very like tropical and like seaside sort of. Am I getting pear and almond? Yeah, I'm not getting a whole bunch of pear and almond. For me, this is definitely more of a floral fragrance, and I just don't absolutely love the type of flowers that are in here. It's just not my vibe. Yeah, and I also have a hard time with a lot of overtly tropical fragrances or overtly seaside kind of fragrances. But it is very pretty. I would say that this one is very pretty, a little bit more mature, very sophisticated. Definitely something I could see myself wearing if I was on vacation and getting up in the morning, putting on a really nice terry cloth bathrobe and having some orange juice and some breakfast, and then maybe going out to the beach. This is the type of fragrance I would spray on myself. It's just very light, very pretty, very feminine, very floral, but this particular scent is just not my kind of vibe. My favorite floral notes, just so that you are aware and to give you some context, my favorite florals would be like jasmine, rose, peony. I kind of steer clear of the magnolia. Frangipani is hit and miss with me. Yellow florals can be hit and miss with me. Orchid, absolutely love orchid, even though that is a made-up note in the fragrance world. But yeah, if I ever see orchid, jasmine, like those kind of fragrances, rose, I really love. But whatever's in here, I think happens. It must be like some white florals, maybe a little bit of yellow in there as well. And there's just something in here that just isn't my cup of tea. All right, so my fifth least favorite, and I guess you could say this is my fourth most favorite. So this is number 4 on the list if we're going from best to worst, and it's number 5 if we're going from worst to best. So this is Night Glowing Vanilla, and this has notes of iris, vanilla, and pink pepper. So this one is definitely more along my type of fragrance. I think that the pink pepper in here is throwing me off a little bit. I'm finding it very spicy and a little too deep and heady and almost a little bit woody. It is quite nice. It's quite powdery and vanillic, and it's very sexy, very grown, very mature. I think this is a really great nighttime scent. This would be really pretty for like date nights. It has that pink pepper in there, which is known for being kind of a sexy fragrance. It is nice, but there's something about this fragrance that I just don't like. I find it just kind of, I think, a little bit too spicy. I think the pink pepper is actually what's turning me off of this one. And I'm not getting a whole lot of vanilla. For being a vanilla scent, this is not super vanilla dominant. I would have called it Night Glowing Pink Pepper because I think that would be more appropriate. I was really hoping that I would love this one based on the notes. I thought I would love it. I typically love a nice powdery scent. I love iris. That's another flower that I do like. I do like my powdery fragrances. I like my feminine fragrances. Yeah, if you're expecting this one to be vanilla dominant, it is not. So that is Night Glowing Vanilla. So now we get into our top 3, and this is one from Pink, and I kind of go back and forth between the Pink and the Victoria's Secret fragrances. I like a little bit from each. I don't know if one is really better than the other. I think the Pink ones definitely do smell a little bit younger and a little bit more like teenager / early 20s, where the Victoria's Secret ones are the more mature smelling ones. But that being said, like I said, I don't think that there is an age on any fragrance. If you like it, you should just wear it. So this one is the basic vanilla. I couldn't say no to this one, to trying it out, because I love anything with vanilla for the most part. However, I was a little bit concerned about that warm chai. So this one says vanilla marshmallow and warm chai. And then on the back, it says it is a pure vanilla obsession infused with fireside cozy. So a few red flags there for me. Fireside, I don't typically love fragrance that says fireside in it. And also the chai, I was a little bit concerned about that because that tells me it's going to have a little bit of a spicy quality. And again, I'm not a huge spice lover in my fragrances. And so this one, I think I would really like it if it wasn't for that chai, honestly. I get vanilla, I get marshmallow, and then there's this twist of chai tea. So literally, that's what this smells like. If you can imagine vanilla, marshmallows, and chai tea. It's very nice. It's very foody, very comforting, very warm, very cozy. But there's something in it that, again, I don't love. I could picture my daughter wearing this. My daughter's 12 years old. Not that I'm trying to say this smells like a child or a child's fragrance, but this is something that I would give to her. And if she wore it, I think it would be adorable and she would smell really nice. I don't know. There's just something about it that is a little too sweet and too spicy for me. So the chai in here is too sweet and too spicy. I was hoping that it would be a vanilla scent that I really like. There's so many different like basic vanillas, like quote unquote basic vanillas out there. Every company has their like vanilla scent. And I love vanilla, but it has to be vanilla done in a certain way. So I guess even if you love vanilla, that doesn't mean you're across the board going to love every vanilla scent. Like for example, Bare Vanilla from Victoria's Secret, I let that one go. It was a little too plain for me. There wasn't enough going on in that one. Warm Vanilla Sugar from Bath & Body Works, again, that one was a little too plain for me. Like there just wasn't enough. Like I need some florals. I need something a little bit different, something to give it a twist. So yeah, so this one is quite nice. If you like vanilla, if you like marshmallow, if you like chai tea, if you like the warm chai fragrance from Bath & Body Works, you might really, really like this one. Really affordable, really inexpensive. I have a feeling that it might have okay lasting power. It smells very, very strong just at the atomizer. So this would definitely be one to check out, but it definitely is not my cup of tea. I don't think I would be able to wear this one. Okay, so my second favorite one, so this is number 2 on the list if we're going from best to worst, this would be Warm and Cozy. Now I have heard such good things about Warm and Cozy. When I started getting into fragrance and body mist, I started watching people's videos, and the number of times that this particular body spray came up was insane. So many people said that they loved it and that it was one of their favorites and compliment getter and all of that kind of stuff. So of course I had to try it. So this one has notes of soft vanilla, toasted coconut, and passion fruit. Comes in this super cute little pink bottle. And the notes are all written on the back. And then it does say dye-free, against animal testing, 25% post-consumer recycled plastic bottle, essential oils, and vegan. So all the good stuff that they like to market. Yeah, so Warm and Cozy. Let's take the cap off here. So this one, you guys, first of all, the bottle is adorable. Just love the vibes of this bottle. So cute. Yeah, I would have to say that I do like this one. I do like this one. So there is toasted coconut in there. Coconut for me can go either direction. A lot of times I don't like coconut perfumes. They just remind me too much of a sunscreen or something I would wear at the beach. And I always tell you guys I love the way coconut smells, but I like it for the beach. I don't love wearing coconut in any other scenario. For me, it just doesn't fit. It doesn't work for me. I don't know why. So pretty much every coconut fragrance I've ever purchased has gone at some point. I haven't been able to keep it. But in here, it doesn't come across smelling like a sunscreen. This one is definitely overpowered by that vanilla, and it almost smells like there is a, I don't know how to describe it. It almost smells like there is a cashmere quality to it. Like it's got this warm, cozy, fuzzy, fluffy blanket quality to it. And the coconut is definitely more of a toasted coconut. It's not like a bright, sweet, beachy. It's definitely more of like a gourmand, roasted, cozy. Does that make sense? I don't know if that makes sense. And then the passion fruit that's in here is really interesting because it gives the fragrance a twist of some sweetness so that it's not all warm and cozy. So for example, to contrast it with something like basic vanilla, the basic vanilla is all warm and cozy. It's vanilla, marshmallow, chai. It's just like, think of a cable knit sweater, that is basic vanilla. Whereas when it comes to Warm and Cozy, it's a little more sexy, flirty, fun. It's not so much of that put on a warm blanket and watch a movie. It's got a flirty twist because of that passion fruit, which I really, really like. So this one isn't so much of those like fireside vibes. It's more like you could wear this to the gym, you could wear this to school, you could wear this on a date. Like this one is a lot more versatile. It's not just that like, it's wintertime and I have a scarf on. I really like it. I really like it. And you know, it smells exactly like the bottle looks. It smells pink and soft and just warm and cozy. Like, yeah, that's the perfect name for it. Also, I have to say, it's quite nostalgic. There's something in here that is reminding me of something from my childhood. I don't know what it is. I don't know. I'm thinking of like all the dolls and the ponies and stuff I had when I was a little girl, and they all kind of had this smell, this like rubbery strawberry almost. Yeah, like if you told me there was strawberry in here, I wouldn't argue. This is definitely giving me nostalgic childhood memory vibes, while at the same time being pretty and a little flirty. So that is how I would describe it. It's like warm and cozy, nostalgic, reminds me of my childhood, but also has a vanilla, flirty, fruity touch. So yeah, I definitely have other perfumes that I like a lot more than this. Like, I'm not saying that this is the be all end all and that you should definitely get it, but out of all of the Victoria's Secret perfumes and pink fragrances that I purchased blindly this haul, this one is definitely one of the better ones. And finally, we have my number one favorite from today's haul. This is Bare Vanilla Golden. So I told you guys that I did used to have Bare Vanilla. In fact, I still think I have the Bare Vanilla lotion that came with it, and that one actually had decent longevity. And I really liked it, but Bare Vanilla from Victoria's Secret is almost a dead ringer for a much more expensive, sorry, I have an itch on my nose, much more expensive niche fragrance called Indult Tea Hoda, which is a very musky vanilla. It's a very basic musky vanilla. The difference between this one and the original Bare Vanilla is that this one is the golden, and this one has the addition of orchid. So that's why I wanted to try it. So this one does have sugar tonka, orchid blossom, and bare vanilla. And it is that orchid, I think, that's in there that gives it this kind of sexy, more floral, more traditionally perfumey quality. Yeah. So this still does smell just about like a dead ringer for Indult Tea Hoda. I used to have Indult Tea Hoda. That one was like $150 fragrance, I think. Quite expensive, monster performance, lasts forever. If you love this scent, you guys, but you want a high quality perfume that smells very similar to Bare Vanilla and lasts forever and projects and is just super, super luxurious, check out Indult Tea Hoda. They could literally be sisters. This one, like I said, has that addition of that orchid. So it does have a slightly more sexy floral twist. It's a little bit more complicated, or not complicated, complex, and a little more nuanced than the original Bare Vanilla, which I do appreciate. So that's why I do like this one. It is still very similar to the original Bare Vanilla. It's not leaps and bounds different. It's not totally different. I don't think you really need both. You could have one or the other. I'm not sure what the longevity will be like on this one. I hope that it's better than the Bath & Body Works Warm Vanilla Sugar, because I recently got a warm vanilla sugar from Bath & Body Works, and the longevity on that is abysmal. It's really terrible. But I have to say that this is definitely a lot more my vibe, especially when compared to something like the basic vanilla from Pink that has that chai note. This doesn't have any spiciness to it. This is just a musky, slightly floral, ever so slightly more sexy vanilla scent, and I do really like it. So yeah, I'm kind of excited to try this. Haven't worn it yet, don't know about the longevity. I will come back to you guys and do a update as to which fragrances, which perfumed body sprays are my favorite, which ones last the longest, and all of that kind of stuff. I will come back and do that, but this one definitely is my favorite from today's haul. So you guys, those are my body mists from Victoria's Secret / Pink, and that was the order in which I liked or disliked them. So again, my least favorite ones are on the left side of the table, and my favorite ones are on the right side of the table. So just to quickly recap them: Bombshell Intense, Victoria's Secret Tease Sugar Fleur, Star Smoked Amber, Velvet Petals Golden, Night Glowing Vanilla, and then my favorite ones, which are Warm and Cozy, Basic Vanilla, and Bare Vanilla Golden, although it's actually more like this. So my top two favorite ones were the Warm and Cozy and the Bare Vanilla Golden for sure. But yeah, so that was my little haul. I hope that you guys enjoyed hearing my thoughts on these fragrances. Let me know down below if you've tried any of them, or if you have a favorite Victoria's Secret body mist that you think I should check out. Also, let me know if you have tried the Warm and Cozy and the Bare Vanilla Golden, and what do you think about them? Do you like them as much as I do? And yeah, that's it for today's video, you guys. Thank you so much for watching.